welcome everyone to a short version of the Double D podcast. We kind of had some stuff go on this week. I'll have DeKel explain that in a little bit, but welcome to this short episode special, I guess. DeKel, why don't you go ahead and explain what happened?
Yeah, not only did the file itself get corrupted, but I wanted to give a special shout out to Jane. We don't want you to think that, we don't want you to feel included or whatnot. But we first, I think I want to take you down memory lane so you could get a feel for how our podcast actually is and what it consists of. That way you could know what topics to talk about at hand. Not saying that the topics that we discussed were bad.
No, it was still decent podcast and stuff. It just
right. It still was a good podcast. I wish the file didn't get corrupted. That's the main reason why, because the file got corrupted. But it's a blessing in disguise because it was a lot of room for improvement in that episode. Reason being is it's like we were at a topic on what we normally discuss, and it took too much time of us getting back from that one field of a topic that we discussed for about 30 to 40 minutes back to what we regularly talk about, and it kind of shifted the energy in the wrong way. And I don't want people to think that our podcast is going to be one of those crazy ones where we're discussing certain things all the time, and that's just not what we consist of. We want this podcast to be like how it always been. World news, anime, games, not too many crazy topics, but stuff that keep people afloat of what's going on around us and with each other. And not like the more sensitive topics dealing with sexual encounterments and how people do certain work and stuff like that. Yeah, it's okay to talk about certain topics, but to a certain degree, I might say.
Right.
We have to
I want to try again and have him on the show again, and we could.
Yeah, he was a good guest. He had some fun. He had some comedy. I loved him. He was a good guest.
And once again, shout out to Jane. Jane, you are awesome.
Go follow his Twitch.
Yes, we're gonna make sure we leave his Twitch up in the comment section in the Discord. But no, like literally, Jane is a very outstanding guy. I don't want anybody to get confused. It's just we know how sensitive the world is at this very moment, and we're gonna save the hardcore topics for later. So when we do decide to have our episodes, which I know eventually we will, we're gonna make sure we have Jang up in there because he will be great additions to those episodes, if that makes sense. So yeah. We had a couple of technical difficulties, and on top of us going back and reviewing the actual podcast for last week, and we ultimately decided that we're just gonna record a short recording, which we are doing now, and continue on with the weekly program. But we will be bringing back Jane eventually.
Yes, we will be bringing him back. Well, like you were saying, the fucking video corrupted, but it's all good. There's a lot of stuff that we talked about in that episode that was good, that was solid. I wish I could save. I wish we could get like some of the bloopers out of it and stuff, but I don't know what happened with it. It just won't load. But we're here for a quick one. I have a small topic. So I don't know if you guys heard, but the Earth's core stopped rotating and started reversing. And it started going in reverse.
I was just reading about that. That's what.
What?
I'm shocked that you brought that up because I thought I was probably like the only one out of us that read stuff like that.
No, I seen that and I was like, wait, what the hell? What? Can that even happen? What?
I mean, logically, it shouldn't happen, but I guess it did.
I mean, honestly, at this point, with the way how the universe stands, I'm starting to believe that one quote that says nothing is impossible. Because at this point, everything that we think is impossible apparently happens and makes it possible on its own. How? The physics never really explain how, but like you said, Kevin, that shit was not supposed to happen. Because I could have sworn the core only rotates one way, considering the Earth only rotates, a certain way. But yeah, when I read into that, I was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of wild because apparently it happened like 60 to 70 years ago, if I wasn't mistaken, and it's happened before, but it's like they're saying nothing cataclysmic or whatever it's called is gonna happen. It shouldn't affect a lot of things, but the only thing it might affect is maybe like daylight hours in some places. It'll affect like some weather in some places just a little bit. But it's just kind of wild.
Okay.
We got more. Let's see.
I'm reading on it right now. Okay, there's another person said in the Australian National University who's not involved in the study says the inner core doesn't come to a full stop. The study's finding he said means that the inner core is now more in sync with the rest of the planet than a decade ago when it was spinning a bit faster.
So
nothing cataclysmic is happening
yet.
And Starling argued calculations, small imbalance in the electromagnetic gravitational forces could slow and even reverse the inner core's rotation. They believe this is part of a 7-decade cycle that the turning point prior to the one that detected in their data around 2009-2010 occurred in the early 70s. So there's still. So again, nobody knows.
No one knows what could happen. It's
no.
So that's kind of scary. The kind of scary to think about because we don't really know what can come forth with an event like this. With how do we prepare for this? A lot of people.
Oh, you can't.
That is true. It's like
how do you prepare? How do you prepare for it? You can't. How do you? Even if you try, you can't. You don't know what's coming.
No. Didn't Neil deGrasse Tyson said if the Earth actually stopped, because we're going 3,000, however fast, 3,000 miles per minute per hour. Think of how bad that would be if the Earth actually stopped. The water would just kill us. Every weather event happen all at once.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel
and then gravity would stop, and you would be just laying flat on the wall. Or worse, you could just jump out of the sky. Head to the gravity of space.
Damn.
Or you're going like a bug on.
It could happen right now in the middle of this podcast.
Oh. Damn. Ooh. If the Earth stopped, bro, I'm gonna be like that lady that saw Family Guy. Oop, there's a crack in the window.
Fuck, bro. No, it's just
my old skinny ass is not surviving that shit.
Fuck no, me either, bro.
No one will fly.
And whatever the Earth decide they want to throw me in that moment, it stopped. I'm gonna fly that way until I die.
Yeah, you die because all that inertia, all that speed, nothing's stopping. Because it's just like you're always constantly moving. We don't feel Earth moving at all. So think about it. If the Earth stopped moving, it's moving that fast. You're like that motion would just kill anyone on the spot, even if you're inside a house.
Do you think like all buildings would just collapse too? Do you think that?
Yeah, because they're prepared for the wind, and they're prepared for slight wind. Imagine like 3,000-mile wind. That shit was
I didn't even think about that.
Ooh. Oh my god!
I feel bad for the people that's near like oceans and lakes, because when that happened, that water will smack the shit out of them. Do you not know how bad that hurt? I was thinking about the worst possible right now.
I mean, you have to at that point. Like, what else can you? You can't think about. Hey, man, if it happens, man, my outside my car is just gonna catch on fire and that's it. Like, no, man. Like, no, you gotta think of the worst possible thing because like something with that, it's major. That's the Earth's core. Like, we could just blow up and we're dead.
Oh, you gotta think about it. Think of all the cars that just stopped. Imagine a 3,000-mile car flying out of the way.
Oh my god! Imagine cars already like driving fast. Maybe like imagine going down the.
E-way going like 50, 60 miles per hour. Then
it's just like oh here we go. Fucking on them.
Oh yeah.
They're what if it happens in the middle of like a drag race too?
Oh,
fuck. More screw.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you gonna crash? Some gonna crash into you. It's too much pain.
No one's gonna survive that. We'd be all dead.
Do you guys do you think it's a possibility of something like that happening?
It happened before, so I wouldn't be surprised if it do again.
It never fully stopped. It's just
no, I'm not saying like the Earth. I be like as in some kind of catastrophic event. That shit already happened like 3 times, so I wouldn't be surprised if something even more worse down the line happened.
Do you think that has to do with maybe like how the weather is right now? Because like, bro, it's extremely cold in places it shouldn't be.
Yeah, I think that has everything to do with why the world is the way it is right now. But we gonna say that for the conspiracy theories.
What if it's actually been rotating in reverse for a lot longer than we actually realized? Ever since 2016, everything hasn't been feeling the same. Put 2 and 2 together. What if it was in reverse in 2016?
Yeah.
That's when everyone started saying that we're living in a different world.
That is when everybody was saying we was living in the Matrix.
Or was it 2012? Some shit. Whatever. I don't fucking same years. Same fucking thing. But still, it's something to think about, guys.
For sure. Because now you got me thinking that I'm high.
But yeah, that's kind of all I have for the episode today, guys. I want to save everything for we're gonna have a pretty decent episode for a beefy episode for you guys tomorrow. Stay tuned for it. I'm gonna get this episode uploaded either tonight or tomorrow. If you guys see this, it is the 28th of January, so I'm going to try to get this episode out ASAP, and then we'll make sure that the next episode we record is a decent link for y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Shout out Lord Jing for trying to be in the last episode. Unfortunately, the video corrupted and some things didn't work out. Thank you again for joining. Thank everyone for watching. I appreciate Kevin and Dekel showing up for this early podcast, I guess, episode. Thank you guys for being flexible and being awesome and being here every week. I appreciate you guys for real.
Of course. We making this happen, man. We gonna make this happen.
Thank you to everyone watching too. I really appreciate the support, and I hope everyone has a good night, morning, or afternoon. I hope everyone just has a good day overall whenever you watch this. Peace.
Oh, also before we end it,
peace, not peace.
If you have any interesting clips or topics that you want us to bring up, always DM us. Always DM us on Twitter and comments.
Listen to this man right here.
Because we want to hear your interaction, so we can add something that you want to hear, you want to see. So
we want to react to your guys' stuff. We'll shout you guys out. We'll say this clip was from this, blah, 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 blah. Whoever it's from. We'll shout you guys out. Interact with us. We want to interact with you. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Kevin, for that. Peace.